Hey, Chris, can you hear me? Hey, Ann, can you hear me? Yay, Larry will be up in a minute.
I pull it off. I think I can pull it off.
Well, you thinking about that now? You're like, oh, shit. I'd come through for you. I mean, no doubt. I've had interesting moments in my life. I've gotten the opportunity to save a couple people. And I'll tell you what, when I saved my nephew from getting hit by a truck, I have never felt so peaceful and calm. And I could remember the moment like it was yesterday. And I plucked him at like the last minute, last second, and the truck was like, all the way up here. And he would have been here, right? And like I was like, but I felt so calm, right? I was so in the moment. And I try to tell you all that all the time, right? Like, be in the middle of the hourglass. That moment, I was there. There was no worrying about depression in the past. There was no anxiety about the future, right? It was right here in that moment. Now, not the way we want to get to that moment for sure, right? But that's what we're trying to like channel. We're trying to channel like, can you be calm, cool, and collected when shit is really out of hand? Right? Like, and you have to prepare yourselves for those situations. Like, you're not gonna go into it thinking, oh, this is a walk in the park. It's not, right? It's a stress, right? And you're gonna have to just get through that. And it's like, we do that all the time. Like, when those, and I say that to y'all in the practice, the moment's hard, let it be hard, right? We're in a plank and we're holding it for 60 seconds. I'm just making it up. It's hard. Right? If you're just telling yourself the whole time, oh, this is no problem, I got this, right? You're just bullshitting yourself, right? You just say, you know what? Yeah, this shit is hard, and I'm about to get into this right now, right? And that's how you're gonna get through. You don't want to like blow smoke up your own ass, right? You don't want to see yourself sweat either, right? You want to try to keep it calm, but how do you do that? Well, the easiest way to do that is going to be keep breathing, right? If you want to come to this moment right now, it's your breath. That's the one thing you can count on, right? From the moment that you were until the moment you'll be something else. The only thing you can count on, your breath, right? It'll be there for you. So let's go. Take a nice seat. Close the eyes. Let's work on the breath a little bit. So in the simplest forms, you don't have to do anything to your breath, right? It happens. But we know that we can use it in a few different ways. We can use it to engage. We can use it to express. We can center ourselves. We can use different breathing techniques to enhance the moment. Every time you exhale, your belly draws in. So you get that core engagement just from the exhale. So now we bring a little intention to that exhale. And we push the air from the start to the finish of that exhale, evenly. It tends to taper off, right? It tends to go like, so we want to be when we push that air out. Then we get an assist with gravity for the inhale, right? Gravity wants to fill an empty cavity. So it's kind of a little bit of an assist. That's why we gasp the beginning of the breath. So it kind of goes, so you want to slow that down. So it's nice and even. And then it starts again. And that's the play back and forth. The inhale, it gives us like, sometimes we say it's like, it's an excited, right? It fires us up, gets everything like jumping. And then the exhale, it cools us. It lets things settle. But remember, these energies work within each other. In muscle energy, there is still organic. In organic energy, there is still muscle. We just have to find what's going to be the balance to that. And you all know balance isn't always equal. Sometimes one side has to be overbalanced. And that's what we do in our practice. Go deeper in the breath again. Do things like slowing down the beginning of the inhale a little more consciously, a little bit slower. Count out the breath to see how long each side is and bring them to balance. Find Ujjayi, where the air is rebounding off the back of the throat. Feel the breath turn to movement. So on the inhale, let the arms lift. And on the exhale, feel the fingertips and the knuckle pads come to root as the hands come in front of us in Anjali Mudra. Push the fingertips together, push the knuckle pads together. And here, one time, to initiate our practice, together the sound of Om. All together, deep breath in. Beautiful. As we softly bow.
Our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts.
Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes. Release the hands. So I heard you had an easy Saturday last week, so is there anything anyone wants to do today? Requests? None? Body parts? Poses? Neck? Stay here. Take the right hand out to the side. Bring the left hand up and over. Breathe up into the palm. Take the little side bend. Keep turning your thumb like back behind you. Yep. So you're taking the shoulder into supination or external rotation. Back. Yeah. And then work those little refinements. Like if you peek to your shirt, if you had a shirt pocket, you'd be getting in those upper traps. If you looked up, you'd get into this SCM, or you just stay neutral. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Take the arms up overhead. Pull the belly in and pull the shutters closed. Slide the head into throat back and then take the arms back. Yep, and then exhale, hands in front, and then swap. What? Twist? Sure. Left hand out to the side, right hand up and over. Breathe up into your hand like you're holding your head with your hand. And then just gently, or we're not using the hand to crank the neck over, we're using it to support the weight. And then if it feels good to look down, or up, or both, or neutral, just find where you need to take the pose. And then inhale, come up, exhale, release, take the arms up overhead. Shutters, if you're not sure what your shutters are, right? The bottom of the ribs, they want to blow open, got to close the shutters. Now take the head in the throat back, take the arms back. Yep, and exhale, hands in front. Take your one hand, right here, there's going to be this bump at the top of your neck, at the bottom of your skull. This is your occipital. This is the hinge. So if you take your finger and you go just below that little bump, that's where we want to look up. You hear when I look up, my voice doesn't change. Now watch what happens when I go down here. Hear how when I look up, my voice changes as my throat closes? So when you want to look up in these poses, we want to work here at that hinge. Now take the opposite hand. Bring it this way. Push your head back in towards your hand. Take your opposite pointer finger and bring it to your chin. Yep. And then you're going to draw your hand up as you draw your chin down. Now we're into the bones, right? Now we're trying to really decompress what's happening here through the vertebra. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Spin around all fours, hands and knees. Thank you. Hands an inch or two in front of your shoulders, knees an inch or two behind your hips. We're setting up low mountain, right? We're not hanging out. This is a pose. So set it up. Pointer finger straight forward or turned out a little bit. Spread your fingers. Claw into the floor, so heavy underneath your fingertips and your knuckle pads. So the heels of the hand gets light. Curl your toes. Sweep your inner heels out. Hug your shins in. Pull your heels to your butt to your heels. Pull your belly to your spine. Close your shutters. Yeah, slide the throat back like to the ceiling. Bring the chin to the chest just a little bit. And now breathe. Low mountain, right? We're holding this space. Feeling the core start to ignite. And then when you're ready, cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back, lift the sit bones, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, round the back, look to your belly. Lengthen those sit bones towards your heels. Your inhale, arch. Your exhale, round. Now we want to get into the neck. You're going to look to your belly a little bit deeper. You get into that cervical spine. You also get into the thoracic spine, that middle upper back. You want to get low back, your lumbar, you're going to go sit bones to the backs of the knees a little bit more. So we just bring in intention to those spaces that we want to work a little bit. Let's go one more. We'll meet back in that low mountain. Pull it all in. Hug the forearms into the midline. Squeeze the biceps. That's these muscles here. They're going to support that elbow joint. Work the legs again. Pull it up into the hips. From the hands and arms, you're pulling it into the shoulders, into the chest, into the upper back. Right arm up, left leg back, come to spinal balance. Thumb points up, toes point down. Heels only off the floor, if you look up at Trina, about like maybe 6 inches. We're just looking for extension out of the hip, not engagement of the low spinal erectors. Exhale, lower. Left arm up, right leg back. Sorry. So like if I lift this leg up too high, I'm forcing into these lumbar erectors, and I don't want that. We're just looking for good extension out of the hip, down the back of the leg, and out of the bottom of the heel. Exhale, lower. Right arm up, left leg back. When you lift, lift from the inner upper edge of the forearm, lift from the inner edge of the thigh, that inner upper edge. That'll keep the hip from peeling. Exhale, lower. Left arm up, right leg back. Now reach forward out of your fingertips in the crown of your head. Reach back out of your heel. Breathe and expand side to side. Exhale, lower. Now put it with your breath. Your inhale, right arm up, left leg back. Exhale, lower. Yep. Your next inhale, left arm up, right leg back. Keep it going. Which side? Both sides? Go ahead. Work the pose. It's this muscle here on the hamstring that's extending the hip. Yeah, keep that on. Yep. Go ahead, you can switch. Yep. Now keep this on. You feel that? That's where you want to think. When we're in the knees, that's when the hamstrings, the rest of them will kick on. But in the hip, it's only this bicep one back here. Balance your sides out. If you started with your right arm, left leg, finish left arm, right leg. We'll meet back in that all fours. What do we got here? Scary. Come to a neutral position. Build up that low mountain again. Right? Remember, not a hangout pose. This is an actual pose. We're working right here. Now step back to plank. See, you want to hold all that energy and then go back to downward dog. And then bend the knees a little bit here on this first dog. You could pedal, you could swivel, wiggle a little bit, right? What feels good? Then come to a neutral position. Now you can do your downward dog with your knees bent, right? That's a good downward dog. If you straighten your legs, you're extending the pose more. So find where the sweet spot is. But there's other elements that we're looking for in downward dog, like that are way more important than trying to straighten the legs. The first thing you're trying to do is get your arms overhead. So you want to keep hugging your hands into the midline. You want to keep your forearms lifting up. You want to take your inner biceps and keep them lifting up so your shoulders move out away from your neck. Yeah, you're getting broad. You feel like you're opening. Now slide your throat back so your chin isn't falling to the center of the mat. Yeah. Now push your hands forward. Take your chest back towards your toenails. There's the arms overhead. Sit bones are reaching back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. That's the other element we're looking for. Then if you want to straighten the legs. And let the inhale come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra, 3 nice breaths. Squeeze those shoulders back. Take them here, retraction, but then take them down, away from the ears as well. And then after your 3 breaths, lower the chest or back to chaturanga, push up through plank, back to downward dog. Here in downward dog, your shoulder blades are rising. You don't want to pull your shoulder blades to your waist when your arms are overhead. That's the wrong action. The Shoulder blades should be rising, right? Elevating. So they're moving up towards your neck a little bit more. Do we want them all the way to our ears? No. Just like we don't want to pull them down to our waist. We're finding that nice neutral position. Now work where we just did. Push the hands down and forward. Take the chest back towards the toenails. Charge the legs up. So sweep the inner heels out. Hug the shins in. Pull your heels to your butt to your heels. Pull your kneecaps to your waist. And now maybe try to straighten the legs. And your next inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take those 3 breaths. We're overbalancing one side, right? We're trying to bring more engagement to the upper back because we know it's been deficient, right? And then after your 3 breaths, back to chaturanga or lower your chest. Push up through plank. Back to downward dog. Take the right hand to the outside of the left calf. Take the twist. So we just talked about this in the past couple poses. Push the left hand down and forward. Yeah. Inhale, unwind. Take a breath. Take the left hand to the outside of the right shin or calf. Now push your right hand down and forward to the front of the room. It's going to take your hips back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Inhale, unwind. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Last time with the 3 breaths, hold here. So really take this time to overactivate that upper back. Get it turned on. When you're ready, back to chaturanga or lower your chest. Nice push up through plank. Back to downward dog. Nice pop back to chaturanga, y'all. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. Yep, find your space high on the fingertips of the blocks. Put the weight in your legs. Your hands are just there to give you a connection to the foundation. The power is going to be in the legs. Keep pushing that front heel down and pull it back to you. Push down into the ball of your left foot, pull it forward. So now we're pulling energy to the midline, right? Side to side is going to be shins into the midline. Top to bottom as you're pushing down, right? The more you're pushing down, the more you feel a lift. Now keep lifting that left thigh up, but soften that right one down. See if you get it close to parallel with the floor. Yep. Now let's start to build it. Power in the legs. Chakras from your junk. Pull root chakra, right? Pelvic floor. Pull your belly in. Shutters closed. Heart's reaching out front. Throat's back. Gaze, where you're looking, is out in front of the mat. Reach through the crown of the head. And then with all that, inhale, come up, Virabhusha Crescent. Now the front knee is going to stay right on top of the ankle. So if it moved back, bend it forward again. Bring the left hip forward a little bit. Pull back up from the pelvic floor. Root chakra, all the way up the crown. Even go to your thumbs. Reach your thumbs up to the sky. Now go ahead and curl back into the pose. Let the back of the heart lift up through the front of the chest. And then inhale, come up. Take that left hand, go all the way across the body. Bring the elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Let the right hand meet Anjali Mudra. So push your hands together now. When you push your hands together real strong, you're going to feel this energy run through the arms, into the shoulders, and the chest, and the upper back. Use that to rotate even a little bit deeper. You want to extend the arms like I know a lot of you do? Go for it. So the outside of your left hand goes to the outside of your right foot. Your right arm reaches up towards the sky. Yes, maybe you look up, play with the balance. Inhale, come back, Virabhusha Crescent. Take the breath. Yeah, find the pose. Then exhale the hands down, step back, downward dog. Don't use the transition from pose to pose. It's just like, I'm worried about getting someplace else, right? No, you want to go out the same way you came in. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. Maddie, how are we on the music volume? We're good? It's not Friday night, but you know, it's... Friday night we were jamming. These look awesome, y'all. Power in your legs, right? There's always like, my theme in every class is the play of power and freedom, right? How do you create power to then find the freedom, right? Because that's what you got to do. You got to create a strong foundation and then be able to play with the pose. So here we got super strong in our legs, right? We work that core from the pelvic floor right on up through the upper trunk. We worked sliding the throat back. Now we want to express. So we're going to reach our back heel back. We're going to reach our front knee forward. We're going to reach up out of the crown of the head. We're even going to work side to side. And then keeping all the power, come up, Vira 1 crescent. Right? Just because these cues were a little more organic doesn't mean we lose the muscle side of the pose. Right? It's just I was showing you a different way on side 2. Every other rule was still applying here. Here we go. Reach up through the thumbs. Then maybe curl back into the pose. Yep. And then breathe. And then let the inhale come up. The right hand goes across the body. Reach towards the wall over here with the window and the door to lengthen that right side body. Then push the hands together to get the power back again. Then with the power, twist open and get the freedom. And then you decide, where do you want to settle? This is where you feel good? Good. You want to extend the arms? Go ahead. One's not better than the other. Play wherever you want. You want to play with the balance? Start to look up and challenge the pose even more. Inhale, come back to Vira 1. Now find that strong Vira 1 for that breath. Nice, crew. Then exhale the hands down. Step back, downward dog. Move through 1 vinyasa. Beautiful. Right? Everything's important to us. Yoga is all about being conscious as we move. So every move we make, we want to be there with our breath, with a foundation, with an engagement, right? So the expression is as good as can be. From downward dog, look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. And pull that belly in and take those sit bones down. Yep. Now maybe start to curl back a little bit. Feel that peel from the pubic bone, bless you, up the abdominal wall, up your chest, up your neck, up your arms. Yep, fingertips. Inhale, come up, exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Take a little breath here. On the inhale, breathe the ribs nice and open. And then on the exhale, start to maybe take your hands like you're reaching down, or you can take your hands like you're reaching away from your back a little bit and deepen that stretch. Forearms, bicep, come and do the chest here. Hips back. Exhale, release. Inhale the arms up. Pull that belly in. Sit bones down. So we're neutralizing the pelvis. When you're ready, fold, forward fold. Stack your blocks up. Yeah, keep them high like this. All right, now, see that they're off. You gotta keep these on. Keep pulling your heels to your butt. You okay with the poke, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you feel that? That's where you gotta be in that forward fold. So these are always on, yeah. I know, but that little poke is like, okay, I get it, I feel it, right? Do that to yourself just once in a while, just like kind of like, okay, I got it. Yeah. We're just talking about hamstrings back here. You're stretching your hamstrings, but they have to be engaged. We don't stretch muscles that are unengaged because it just stresses the attachment sites. We want to stretch through the fibers, through the belly of the muscle. So how do you do that? There's an action of pulling your heels to your butt and your butt to your heels. So if you're like not sure, if you look forward, it's like this is happening, like we're pulling in this way. And then these engage. Now we got a muscle that's engaged. Now we can go into a deeper fold and let them stretch. Inhale, look forward. Yeah. Root into the heels, sweep the inner heels out. So like if I push Trina's heels in, she's going to push out. Then she's going to hug the shins in. Then she's going to pull her heels to her butt, butt to her heels. Kneecaps are up, right, because front of the thighs. That's the engagement. Now as you look forward, drag your fingers back to your toes. It's like you're pulling your spine out of your waist. Now go ahead and fold in the pose even deeper. Yeah, and you just keep everything that you've been building, and you just keep building on top of it, right? We don't let this shit go. This was too hard. It took a lot to get all these engagements, right? We don't just give that shit up. We got to build and keep it going further and further. One more time. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Move through your vinyasa 3 times. So flow a little bit. Hit every one of those poses, right? In a vinyasa, it's multiple poses linked together. Just like we said, coming out, back into that warrior one, right? Hit everything. Be conscious in your movements. Nice, y'all. Beautiful pace. The pace is pretty slow, right? It's taking us 2, maybe 3 seconds to work through each one of these poses, because that's just what the length of our breath is. If we were jogging, it wouldn't be, right? It would be shorter, but here we're not. So everything's pretty under control here. Keep it there. Get to your edge, but your edge is controlled. Beyond your edge might not be. Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel, come up extended side angle. You all right?
Yeah, I did kennel the other day and I'm still sore from it. So
Catch me after. So bent arm to bent knee. If you want to stop here, plug the arm in. Sweep that bicep up along the cheek. Now keep rooting the top of that left thigh back. Turn your toes forward a little bit. That'll help take the thigh back. Now keep the top of the thigh going back. The right knee's trying to pull in because these are the muscles we're stretching. So open up the right side body first. So from hip to armpit, we'll clear that right hip. Now we can start lengthening the sit bone of the heel or sweeping the heel to the wall and the knees peeling out to the bricks. Maybe the right hand goes down to the block or the floor. Yeah. Pull the belly in. Pull the shutters closed again. Now we're to the core. Now rotate maybe. Take the top of the ribs back. Bring the bottom of the ribs forward. Yes. And push into that front heel. Inhale, come up into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Same thing. Top of that left thigh back. Opening the adductors, insides of the right thigh. Reach through your back hand just a little bit because we tend to lean forward a little bit here. Yep. Now bring your gaze right over the middle finger. That's all the chill that there is in this pose. There's not a lot of anything else. It's mostly muscle energy. Now take the palm up. Come back into that reverse warrior. Feel that side body peel open on that right side. So we're engaging the left. Keep that knee still widening out to track the second toe, the one next to your big toe. Let the inhale come back up to that warrior 2. Then spin the hands down to the floor. Spin that back heel up. Downward dog. Nice, y'all. Right? Why do we hold poses? To sit here and suffer and crumble? No. Right? To make ourselves stronger, to challenge ourselves. The longer your muscles are under tension, time under tension, the stronger you get. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel, come up bent arm to bent knee. Utthita Parsvakonasana side 2. So it's like you're sticking your butt back on the right side to the wall with the window and the door. That's taking the top of the thigh back. Keep those toes turned forward just a little bit, and that'll help root the thigh back as well, the top of the thigh. Now, see, we don't want to be in a side crescent here. We want to open up that left side body, like we're going to Tadasana. That's how we're going to clear the left hip to start lengthening the sit bone or sweeping the heel, and the knees opening out. Then the hand down to the block of the floor. This is where shit's getting real, right about now, right? Feel the shake starting to happen? Good. That's what we want. This is one of those times where it's challenging. Soften your breath. Yeah, settle the pose. Push into the front heel. Come up tall into that warrior 2. Yeah. This is one of those moments you know what's coming, right? Because it's a side 2. Just honor that this moment's going to be tough. Right over the middle finger with the gaze. Settle the pose. Then the palm comes up for 2 or 3 seconds. Then curl back 2 or 3 seconds. Right? Because we're just staying with our breath. And now breathe. Maybe a big breath on the left side of the ribs to like where the ceiling and the wall meet at the front of the room. And then curl back even a little bit deeper. Get that big peel. And then let the inhale come back up to that warrior 2. Settle the pose for the breath. Yep, then spin the hands down to the floor. Spin the back heel up, downward dog. Beautiful, crew. Work through one vinyasa. And then from downward dog, exhale, lower your knees, sit back on your heels. Child's pose, take a little break. So make this one move so it goes. You're just, I could see it could all flow together. You're kind of hitting it like, and then there's like a breath hold. And then it settle, right? Try to make it all work. Yeah, so as you're coming up. Okay, so while you're hanging out, right, we're just talking about a few years ago, I showed, like, I did do this all the time, but I was showing, I'm saying years because how long we've been together for, right? This is like the lift you want to get through the side bodies in your Cobra. You've heard me say you can manipulate something if you can control it. So the way to get some side body length as we're coming down, right, we're starting to go into Cobra, is we bring our shoulders up a little bit. So we initiate all this space, but I can't be here, right? The pose is here. So when I go down into my chaturanga, now I come up, I'm gonna go, but then I'm gonna take it back and I'm gonna roll it right back into place, right? So I initiated, I manipulated it to make more space, but this isn't the pose, right? I gotta get the shoulders back. Not totally what we were talking, but that's the breakdown for everybody of the essence of what we were talking about, right? I was just giving a very specific cue to her, right? To like work this whole thing in one breath. Does that make sense to everybody though? You can make that side body get nice and tall. Just remember, the next pose is Cobra and shoulders are back and down. You wanna try it? Come on, inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down, all fours. Now, if that's not your flavor, awesome. If you need a little more, that needs to be your flavor, same awesome, right? You're just working the best that you can in your pose. I'm just showing you all different tricks that work for some of us, right? And better than others. What's gonna work best for you? So here we go, step back to plank, then downward dog. Now let's do 3. Work through your vinyasa 3 times. So just flow through and play around with it. Boom, beautiful. You feel the whole thing kind of flow in together now? Yeah, instead of that little in-between breath. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah, no, maybe? It's just these little tricks that are helping to bring out, right, the next little piece of the pose. One of the best things about yoga is we're never going to perfect this shit, right? So we don't even need to get worked up over that. We're just going to keep practicing, right? And that's success. Nice, y'all. We'll meet back in downward dog. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. Curl back into this a little bit. So when your belly comes in and your sit bones go down, it protects that low back. Now as we curl back, it's in the thoracic spine, that middle upper back. So the hips are staying back. If the hips go forward, you're going in your lumbar. We don't want that. Go a little deeper. Yep. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward, walk the hands out in front of you. Yep, use your block to help boost you up a little bit. Then reach the right leg straight back, come to standing split. Now we want to reach our right heel back until our left heel gets nice and heavy, and your left toes could move if you wanted them to. So keep reaching to the back wall with that right heel. Yeah, that's where we want to be, shooting that energy down into the left heel and then up into that left glute. Now you want to stay here, stay here. You want to go to the twist, the right hand stays down, the left elbow draws back, maybe you reach up to the sky. Yes, so keep reaching the heel back, reach the crown of the head forward, you're going to lengthen the spine and then twist the pose even deeper. Yes, inhale, come back to center, take that breath. Exhale, lower that right leg. When you're ready, reach the left leg straight back. So now reach your left heel back till your right heel gets nice and heavy. That's it. You can move your right toes. The ball of the foot's rooted. The toes want to be down, but the heel needs to be really heavy. Then here we go. Left hand stays down. Right elbow draws back. Okay, go this way. Heel that way. This way, like I'm pulling your head forward. Yeah, get all the length. Keep going. Your hips are perfect. Keep the hip going. That's where you're going to get the hip, the twist to go deeper from.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Hell yeah, it is. One more breath. These look awesome. Inhale, come back to center. Take the breath. Then lower the left leg. Walk the hands back in. Sit back as the knees bend. Swing the arms up. Big reach. Sit back into chair pose. Are you touching? Get your butts back. Your knees should not be in front of your toes. They should be behind your toes. So keep reaching back. There it is. Take the right hand. Go all the way across the body. Yeah. Bring the outside of the right arm, the outside of that left thigh. Push the left hand together. Yes. You want to extend the pose. Reach the arms. Yes. Inhale, come back. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Yep. Now side two. Left arm across the body. You open that left side body. Get that spine long so we rotate here. Yes. Then maybe we extend the pose a little bit with the arms, or we look up. Inhale, come back to that chair pose. Sit back nice and deep. Yes. Push down, rise up. Nice, y'all. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. One of those hard moments, right? Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Thank you, Becky. Y'all know you can't trust me with the AC. We were just laughing last night because Jessie always says, I'll just sit there and roast. She'll be like, why is the windows not open? I'm like, I don't know. I just don't think about it. So remind me when you need some AC is what I'm getting at. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Exhale, lower the back knee. Walk the right foot out to the side. We're going to hit lizard first, and then we'll hit twisted monkey to get into the quad. So in lizard, if you need to pad your back knee because the back knee's down, roll the mat over like this, and then you'd put your knee on like double the thickness of the mat, or put the blanket underneath, whatever's comfortable. Then as you walk your right foot out to the edge of your mat, turn your toes open a little bit. It'll make it a little more accessible through the inner thigh. Now the pose is not symmetrical, okay? Your left hip is lower than your right. But the tendency on this pose is that the left hip is gonna wanna collapse like this. So the little trick that I show y'all is first, push your knee down and pull it forward. Yeah, feel how it lifted up that left hip, brought some more muscle energy. Now, if I lower my left arm, you see how easy it is to lose my left hip? So, lower your right arm first. Bring it to your blocks. I'd have my blocks here if I was practicing with y'all, right? Like, say these are my blocks. Bring that right arm down first. You'll be able to hold that left hip, then let the left arm meet. And that's just a little trick to help you hold that back hip up a little bit. Remember, if you can manipulate something and control it, we manipulate it. If we feel like we need to stay more towards that neutral position, then that's where we're going to stay. Now, you want to make this even fireier in the hip flexors, lift that back knee up. Now, remember, we said there's organic energy, even in muscle energy. So this hip on the front side is super flexed, right? It's deep. It can't really go much more. But we still got to clear this hip crease. So how do we do that? Pull your front heel back to you and reach that right knee forward. And that's how we make the smallest little space in that hip crease. One more breath. Exhale, lower the back knee if it's there. Inhale, come up halfway. Bend your left knee, reach back with your right hand, grab your ankle, your foot, or your strap. Walk your left hand forward so your thumb's in line with your big toe. Take your left hand to the edge of your mat so you can use it like a kickstand to lean into. Yep, so turn the bicep forward and root back into the shoulder on the left side. Pull the belly in and the shutters closed so we don't manipulate the ribs here when we twist. Then pull the heel towards the sit bone. That's a lot of shit, right? A ton. But whoever told you yoga was easy, right? They were fooling you. It's not easy. It's super challenging. It's just fun, right? And that's where it all comes together. One more breath. Now watch the boing as you release. Inhale, come back to center. Wiggle the foot back in. Lift the back knee. Downward dog. Nice, y'all. Bless you. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. Exhale, lower the back knee. Take that right foot, left foot out to the side. We're going to hit that lizard first. See, we don't want the top of this thigh on the back leg to collapse. So when I pull the knee forward, see how the top of the thigh goes back? That's what we want. It's not this. This isn't a pose. This way. See, now we're rooting back. And now this time the intention is going to be to lower your left arm first, the inside arm. So you'll lower that left one down to the block, and you'll feel that you can hold that right hip up a little easier. Then the right elbow can meet. Again, I'd have my blocks. I'd be boosted up a little bit here. Little state of love and trust. Anybody? Anybody going to see the show in September? No? And they're all alone? I know you are. Couple more breaths. You can lift the back knee. Lift that back knee like you did side one. Yeah, play wherever feels good to you. Reach the heel back, the knee forward, the crown of the head forward. And then lower the back knee. Inhale, come up halfway. Bend that right knee. Reach back with the left hand. Walk your right hand forward so your thumb's in line with your big toe. Look forward. Yep. Keep dragging that back knee towards the front of the mat. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. Stay with the belly. Stay with the shutter. Start twisting open. Then draw the heel towards the sit bone. Yeah, lean into that right arm. Keep turning the bicep forward. So take this forward this way. Take that back. Yeah, that. Now lean into it, and you'll feel it. Yeah, keep squeezing back. Yeah, yeah. Feel the difference, right? Yeah. Couple more breaths. And then watch the boing as you release. Inhale, come back to center. Wiggle the foot back in. Lift the back knee. Downward dog. Work through one vinyasa. Roll to the outside of the right foot, stack the left foot on top or in front. Come into side plank. Turn the bicep forward, push out of the big toe mounds. So we're firing up, right? The arm and the shoulder and the legs. You want to go Kapinjalasana, hug your left knee to your chest. Hug your knees into the midline. Now start to curl back. So you got to lean into that right arm, just like we did before. Keep going, Maddie. Keep working that. Keep working that. Keep scissoring in. Hug, adduct, adduct. Yes. Release the leg if it's there. Inhale, come back to center. Push back, downward dog. Take a breath. Here we go. Roll to the outside of the left foot. Stack the right foot on top or in front. Just like you did before. Root back. Take that shoulder back. Yeah, pull the belly and the shutters in. Then if you're going to work Kapinjalasana, right knee comes to the chest. See, the knees are going to want to splay. Keep hugging into the midline. Then curl back into it. Yeah, then kick your leg back. Yes. Release the leg if it's there. Inhale, come back to center. Push back, downward dog. Look forward, bend your knees. Step or jump between your hands. Swing your arms up, big reach. Exhale, hands in front, bring thumbs to heart center. Let your eyes close. Let your thumbs flick your heart out in front of you. Full breath in, complete breath out. Take a few of those. Mountain pose. So we're in Tadasana. Super strong, powerful pose. What's the freedom here? You're standing in the middle of the room with your eyes closed, right? How many places do you do that? And then flick your heart out. That's some serious shit. And then open your eyes, release your hands. All right. Set yourself up. We're going to root down into our right foot. We're going to inhale the knee in front. Take your hands in front of your knee, and you're drawing your knee, like your thigh, back into your hip socket. Right? Now, this is always the common tendency. The sacrum and everything wants to come forward. Got to go sacrum back. Now the heel's heavy, the ball of the foot's rooted, my toes could move. Now I know I'm in that good place. Right? Take the leg out to the side. Yep. For a little more balance, bring the arm out. Right? So here is one spot we're going to be. Now inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lower. Let's go side two. Set yourself up. We need the foundation first. Then inhale the right knee in front. Then take the hands to the knee and draw back. It's even going to push your sacrum back. You want that. You want there to be a hinge here. See, we don't want to be this way. We got to be this way. And then take the knee out to the side. Keep that left hip back. And then the left arm can come out just to give you a little bit of balance. Right? Work from the foot all the way out to the fingers. Inhale, come back. Exhale, release. Now, for some of us, our strap will be our friend. So if you want to have your strap close to you, that around your foot, use your strap. So here we go. Root down. Does anybody want a strap before we get going? Yeah? I'll get it, Trina. Stay there. Trina's going to be teaching on Tuesdays at noon coming up in September. So if anybody wants to do it, does some noon classes, you know where to go. And there might be two there. Anyone else? That it? Okay, if you're using your strap, make a loop. So when you make the loop in your strap, so I make the loop like this. So when I put the loop on my foot, I can pull on the loop. If you're just trying to hold the strap, it's going to keep going like this on you. All right, so hold the loop so you get some pull and some push. Does anybody want mine? We're all good? Okay, here we go. Root down into that right foot. Take your two fingers as you reach down. Pull your knee up. Bring your fingers between your two toes, your big toe and your second toe. Then we're going to take the knee out to the side. Then we're going to extend the leg out. Now we got to go external rotation. So this is trying to happen. It's hugging up into your ribs. Let the out seam drop a little bit. Take the arm out to the side. Use it for the balance. Breathe. Now here we go. Bend the knee. Come back to center. Take your right hand to the pinky toe side of the foot. Kick the leg out straight. Here goes the twist. Now inhale, get tall. Then reach that left arm behind you. Yes. And then inhale, come back to center. Right? Control it. Release the foot. Hands down. Anjali Mudra. That was pretty good, huh? Looked awesome. Let's try side two. Remember, never let balance piss you off. Think about like what we're doing to ourselves. A lot of positive stress here, right? We're putting ourselves in a pretty crazy environment. Why? To make ourselves stronger, right? Come on, let's give it a try. So just reach down, pull the knee up, fingers between the toes, or your strap you'd be holding. Then we take the leg out first. So open the knee towards the brick wall. Then you're kicking your leg or your foot out to like where the two walls are meeting. Yep. Then we're going to take the out seam down just a little bit. Then we're going to breathe above the waist to start opening up that right side body. That's trying to crunch like this on us. So engage that left. Yep. Then here we go. Bend the knee. Come back to center. Left hand to the pinky toe side of that right foot. Kick the leg out. Right, look, I'm fired up from my foot right up through my leg. That's the power. Here's the freedom. in the twist. Maybe even look behind you. Nice, y'all. Now inhale, come back to center. Bend the knee and release. Awesome. Set the feet. As a matter of fact, grab your mats. Let's find a spot on the wall. We'll get to the back of the hip when we get back to the mat, and we'll get into some inversions now. Actually, we're going to do one arm balance together, and then y'all can play with it from there, okay? So just set up by the wall, and then y'all can play with this inversion back into this arm balance. Plenty of room. We can come up front. The door's up for grabs. We can get 2 mats up front here. Plenty of room down the side still. Some of you like to invert in the middle of the floor. You're more than welcome to stay. I know some of you like to stay in the middle of the floor. Go for it. We definitely get mats in here. Yep, we can get in there. It's getting there, yeah, it's coming back. Well, I think that change in school starting date really changed the end of the summer here yeah. Beach was empty last week. I was really upset.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was. It's crazy. You'll be out there before you know it. You'll be 100 feet away. Yeah. Let's meet here. We're just talking about riptides. Does everybody know what to do when you get in a riptide? Swim with the shore or let it take you. It's only going to take you out a football field or so, and then it's going to stop. It's just the water that doesn't have any place to go, right? The waves keep coming in. Well, eventually it's got to go back out. That's what the riptide is, right? It's the water going back out. So you just ride it out there, stay calm, right? And then work your way back in, over to the side, right? There's my little beach, my beach safety here at the end of the summer, all right? All right, so let's start here. Let's meet here. We're gonna get a little twisted crow in. Then some of y'all can link your tripods down to your twisted crow, okay? So we're starting here. I'm high on the balls of my feet here. We're gonna inhale, take the arms up. Then we're gonna twist to the right. Then I'm gonna bring my hands down, just like downward dog. The inside here or the outside of my thigh is in the back of my arm, right? So that's how close my hands are to my legs. Now here's the trick. Take your knees out to the left and bend that left elbow, and your knees are gonna go a little higher up your arm. We want that. Now come up to your tippy toes, bend both elbows, and wedge the outside of your thigh on the back of the arm. All right? I bend my elbows as I squeeze my legs together. Okay, then we go from here. So now you got this. Here's your twisted crow. Then you see some people linking things up. If the bottom leg goes forward and the top leg goes back, we're in Ekapada Kundinyasana 1. If our legs go together, we're in Dvipada. So you can kind of work these all together and work your way right back out, right? Like we kind of played with today. We go in and we come back out. Now, if today's your first day doing twisted crow and you went for this, success, right? You did better than last time. It's not always about the end of the pose, right? It's about how we're working through the pose. Want to try side two? If you need to, let your feet rest, right? Just give them a second or two. Yep, and then we'll meet back in that squat. All right, here we go. Take the arms up. We want to get tall. Remember, space. Then we can twist into the space. Then we're going to open our knees out towards the right and bend that right elbow so your knees are higher than your elbow. Then come up to the tippy toes and bend both elbows.
Wedge the outside of your thigh on the back of your arm. Then the bottom leg forward, top leg back. Legs together. Knees bent. Work back out. Nice, y'all. Pretty good? Makes sense? All right, now we're going to go upside down. If it's not your day to invert, you're always welcome to go legs up the wall or do a pose that feels good to you. If you want to work your hands, you want to work your downward dog and your L pose, I'm going to talk you through. If you're going to work your handstands, your headstands, your tripod down the twisted crow, okay? You can try those on your own. Trina's going to be walking around already, so she can help you get up in any of these things. Once I get everybody up in the L pose and downward dog inverted, then I'll come around too. If you need a personal cue, grab one of us. Okay, we'll talk you through. So let's meet. If you're going to stick with me, all fours, hands and knees, feet are touching the wall. If you're at home and you don't have the wall to kick up on, you can lay on your back, interlace your hands behind your thighs, you reach the heel to the sky, take a bunch of breaths, and then swap. Okay, so here we go. All fours, hands and knees, feet are touching the wall. We're in that all fours like we were earlier, low mountain. Take a couple breaths here. When you're ready, lift your knees and your hips. Come to like a short downward dog and check in. You feel pretty good? Step one foot up the wall, then the second foot up the wall. Now with your knees bent, you're in downward dog inverted. With your legs straight, you're in L pose. It's all the breath, Sal. Just keep working that breath. So you feel how you were kind of like in plank? Yeah. That was harder. Okay. Bring your feet down a little more so you make like the L, legs like parallel with the floor. Okay. We do that plank sometimes, but just so you know. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, elbows in first, plug, press. It'll put the arms in a better position for the chest and the shoulders to kind of stay a little more connected. This is going to be eccentric. So you'll be able to work your chest even though it's lengthening. Make sense? So that's like keeping engagement as it's coming long.
But I'm trying to push from headstand to handstand to don't.
Yeah, well, pushing from, you were from tripod to, right? To handstand, yeah. So when you first went, you were like this. So go this way, and then press from there. It'll just put your body in a better of that push position. Really, it's weird because the arms are, you're working arms overhead, so it's not like a traditional push like a push-up. It's more shoulder because it's gonna be overhead. So you're just trying to get everything integrated because you know that it's hard for us to take our arms overhead. The rotator cuff gets super stressed. So the more we can keep this integrated, the better move it's gonna be. You get away with anything because you're strong and you control your body, right? But you know, as age keeps coming, doing this shit till you're 80, right? Or 100 maybe, so. It's beautiful. It's just, you know, I'm being real picky. Like, you're welcome. So maybe another like minute or so? How you feeling? Feels okay?
Yeah, definitely. Just
Cool.
like a new awakening.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah. Just keep little by little, you know. Okay, let's meet on our backs. Let's meet on our backs. So we'll do some back bends. I'll talk you into bridge and then wheel. We'll do two.
Supported bridge is always up for grabs if you want to put the block here. Here's your sacrum, right? Crack is too low, lumbar too high, right here at that solid part. So if you're not sure where that is, just call me over. I'll help you set it. We tend to go low and medium, but I know some of y'all go high on the block in your supported bridge, whatever feels good to you. So you can see Trina's in it up there if you're not sure what's going on. If you're going to do bridge and or wheel, let's start knees bent, feet are on the floor, head and shoulders are back, sacrum is flat, so we're in that neutral pelvis. Take a couple breaths. Start to charge the legs up. So you're going to push your heels down and sweep your inner heels out. Then you're going to hug your shins into the midline. Then you're going to pull your heels to your butt to your heels. Belly, shutters are closed, so that's the core. When you're ready, slowly lift the hips, come to bridge. Take the shoulders under a little bit deeper. Bring your feet back maybe a couple inches. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there. You should feel you get more power out of them when the shins are straight up and down. You're welcome. Now, as you take the shoulders under a little bit deeper, don't lose inner thighs working in and down. Don't lose belly. Don't lose shutters. Maybe push your feet forward in front of you and feel the back bend deepen underneath the shoulder blades. One more breath. And then stay engaged as you lower down. Take the feet wide. Let the knees touch. One hand on your heart. One hand on your low belly. Okay, inhale, open the knees, reset the feet, bring the arms along the sides. Okay, here we go, number 2. First I'll talk you into bridge, then wheel. All right, charge it up. When you're ready, slowly lift the hips, come to bridge. Yep, if you want to stay here, stay here. You want to go wheel, place your hands wide to the edges of your mat and turn your hands out. Your elbows are going to come in line with the outside of your shoulders. Now plug your shoulders back. Then push down to come up. Same concept that we just talked about. Elbows in, plug back, yeah, same idea. Just different position, right? Yes. Pump your heart towards the wall you're looking at. You slide the shoulders on the back even a little bit deeper. One more breath. Then stay engaged as you lower down. Take the feet wide, let the knees touch. If the right hand was on the heart, the left hand's on the heart, opposite hand on your low belly. And then windshield wiper the knees side to side. Come to neutral when you balance both sides out. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Make a couple small circles. Come to neutral. Keep your knees bent. Lower your feet to the floor. Inhale your right leg up. Take the ankle above the knee. Hug your left knee towards your chest. Interlace your hands behind your thigh. Supine pigeon. We got to get in the back of the hip here. Keep your sacrum flat. You're going to want to roll to your lumbar spine, and your sit bones are going to feel like they go up to the sky. We're going to go too far here. Try to keep the sacrum flat. Then the challenge here is going to be drawing your left knee closer to your face as your right knee works further away from your face. That's how you're intensifying the stretch in the back of the right hip and down the back of that right leg. Some of you might want to release the back of the thigh and hold the front of the shin. That would make it more challenging. But you got to make sure you're still keeping the neutral pelvis. What wants to happen when you grab the shin? Your butt wants to fly up to the sky. So find where your sweet spot is. Find your edge. Remember, the edge can change throughout the pose. We don't even want to finish where we started, right? We want to keep the pose growing. One more breath, and then stay engaged as you release the leg, unwind that top leg, lower the foot to the floor with the knees bent. Take a breath. Inhale, left leg up, or your side two, cross the ankle over the knee. Hug that right knee to your chest, interlace the hands behind the thigh. If the left pinky was under last time, maybe the right pinky's under this time. Change the hand hold. Then work the neutral pelvis, and then draw that bent knee towards your face. So your right one, as the left one reaches further forward. And feel the back of that left hip opening up, down that left leg. Couple more breaths. If you want to intensify it, go to the front of your shin. And then control as you release. Take the legs out straight, reach the arms up overhead. Then hug your knees to your chest and rock yourself up. Seated position. I see we had a request for a little QL, so let's do Janu Sirsasana. We could work the twist. I'll show you Janu Sirsasana first with a little trick to open up the QL, and then some of you are going to want to work towards the twist in that, since we worked some twist today. So your strap could definitely be your friend. Keep your strap kind of close if you need that. We'll talk through, all right? If you need to move or something, move into the middle of the floor, whatever feels good to you. So I tend to just start Janu Sirsasana from wide legs just because I like to work from neutral position, so I start here, okay? I'm going to do the same side as y'all since we're kind of in a circle, okay? So bend your left knee and bring your foot either here to the inside of your thigh or to your pubic bone. Your pubic bone will be more challenging, okay? So the inside of your thigh will be a little more accessible. Now you see how my kneecap is falling out to the side and my toes are falling out towards the right? I got to change that. So I want to reach down to my sit bone, like the top of my thigh. I want to pull my sit bone back and turn my thigh in a little bit. Now my kneecap's pointing straight up to the sky and my toes are straight up to the sky. That's where we want to be. Root down into the sit bone, the outside of the foot on the left side, the sit bone, the back of the thigh on the right side, the heel. Get all this to root down. Now inhale, take the arms up. Then twist towards that right leg and fold down the inside of the right thigh. Do you want to do the strap and I'll do the, yeah. So when we go to this next part, Trina's going to do the strap. If you want to look at how well the strap's working, I'll work the pose with just my hands so you can see where that is. I don't go super far into this twist. I do the best that I can, right? So play wherever you feel good. Here's the first part to get the QL, and it's initiating the twist. Take your left hand with the thumb down to the pinky toe side of the foot. Now gently, like a gas pedal, push your foot forward, and right here is opening up. There's that QL. It's right above your pelvis, low on your back on like the outside there. And you feel that starting to open up. Now we're already working towards the twist. Your right hand goes underneath your left arm, so between your arm and your leg, and you're going to turn your palm to the sky. So your thumb is down, and you're going to grab the big toe side of the foot. You're going to take the elbows up, like you want to lift the arms, and you can start to peek underneath that left elbow. This is about as far as I can go. Look at Jared hitting it in the middle of the room there, right? See where some of the depths of these poses can go? Awesome. Here's Trina with the strap. Look at how awesome this pose is. Look at the space. Look at what the strap does for her. Look at how all this continues to play instead of us just getting locked in, right? I showed you without the strap. If I was practicing, I'd have the strap. I just was showing you all so you see how to go either way. All right, one more breath. Now, stay engaged here as you release. Inhale, come up tall. Breathe. Get nice and tall here. We don't want anything cramming down into this space now. And then exhale the hands in front. Now stay with your core. We don't want this happening. Take the legs out. Swap side 2. Sometimes we even like take our hand to the inside of our thigh with the bent knee and take the thigh back. What you're trying to do is like make your sit bones wide, right? Out to the side. And then same thing, I rotate in a little bit. I keep hugging the big toe mound in because it wants to go this way, right? That's our misalignment of life, external rotation. So we keep holding this way. Then inhale the arms up, twist towards that left leg, fold to the inside of the leg. Then the QL was right hand, turn the palm forward, thumb down to the pinky toe side of the foot. And then we gently persuade that foot forward. And here's that opener right here. Then the twist was the left hand goes underneath that right, so between the arm and the leg. And I turn the palm like towards me this way, thumb down. And I go towards the big toe. Then I start to maybe take that right elbow to the sky as I start to peek underneath that arm. Keep pulling on the strap if you're working, but keep kicking the strap out in front of you. So you got both sides here. Nice, y'all. Play with the pose. Couple more breaths. And then here, inhale, unwind. Next inhale, come up nice and tall. Exhale, hands in front. Take the legs out wide, then to the center, and then lay back. Nice, y'all. Fun pose, right? Hard? Hell yeah. Super hard, but that's what makes it fun. Take a big reach here. Reach the legs out, reach the arms up overhead. Yep, reach. Feel all that space that you make. And hug those knees to your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Make a couple small circles again. Come to neutral. Keep the right knee in. Take the left leg out. Roll towards that left hip for the twist. Start to unwind our twist a little bit. So this one's a little more accessible, right? If you want to soften it even more, bend the bottom knee, that right knee, and that'll soften up the twist a little bit for you. I like to reach out of the heel because I like to extend out, but it's what feels good to you. That. Now breathe this up. Yeah. Now twist this way and this way. Yeah. Yeah. All this. Feel that all through the back, the outside of that leg. Yeah. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to do side 2. Yeah. Hug the right, wait, where were we at? Right knee in, left leg out. Hug the left in, right out. Yep, roll towards your right hip, or your side 2. This goes here. Yeah, this goes up. Yeah. This lengthens for space. Yeah. Now twist this way, and this goes this way from the outside of the hip. Down the outside. Yeah. Feel how this is pulling away from the hip, though? Look how much space you got. Feel how much space you got through the side bodies.
Oh, this is 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, that. Inhale, come back to center. Welcome. Take those legs out straight, reach the arms up overhead, big stretch. Nice, y'all. Hug the knees to your chest. Happy baby, Ananda Balasana, final pose. So keep your sacrum flat. What's going to want to happen is your butt's going to try to fly to the sky again, right? You can see Trina, this is what we don't want. We want to get that sacrum flat so we could hold the outsides of our knees or our shins. That would help us. Then take your knees wide so they're wider than your shoulders, and then draw your knees towards your ears. You could rock side to side. You could reach one leg out. You could reach both legs out. whatever feels good to you. And when you're ready, inhale the knees to center. Exhale the legs out straight. We'll take Shavasana. Beautiful practice, crew. Feel free to add or remove layers or props. I'm going to talk everyone through laying flat, but you're more than welcome to do a variation if you like. Some variations could be block or blanket behind the knees. You could be Supta Baddha Konasana where the knees are wide. Just put the blocks on the outsides of the thighs if you're there, just so we don't stress any of those attachments. We just let the legs rest a little bit. You could always set up a heart bench if that feels good. And here we want to lay back. We want to let go. We want to feel our bones holding us up and our muscles letting go. As the body gets heavy, we let the mind soften. It gets light. Turns back to the breath. So the exhale will clear and remove and make space. And the inhale will draw something new, the change. The heart opens as it gets ready to take the practice into the yoga of life. The heart will bring us back to the mat to practice again. To challenge ourselves. The yoga never stops. It doesn't leave us now that we get ready to step off the mat. The yoga's inside of us. We take it and we apply it to everything we do. The way we move through our day, the way we interact with each other, the energies that we're willing to accept and that we give out. The work that we do for ourselves and for each other and for our communities. This is the yoga. Just manifesting in a new place, in a new way. Because no matter what you do, same rules. We take a breath. We set a foundation, we engage, and we express the best that we can in that moment. Begin here to draw in a deeper breath. Feeling the breath washing over the body. Fingers, your toes, the crown of your head, your heart. We reawaken that better version of ourselves. As the fingers and the toes wiggle, the arms and the legs stretch or reach. We move in a way that feels good to us, comfortable. When you're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest and just roll to the right side. Just take a couple breaths here. When you're ready, you can push your hands down, come up to a seated position. We'll meet together with our eyes closed and our hands in front of our hearts. The place we started, the place we practice, the place we finish. And how we always move the yoga from the mat to the steps of our life with that full and open, empowered, strengthened heart. One more time together to seal in our practice. Together the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Beautiful. As we softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. For all of that hard work and that determination, that challenge, the love and the support you always give each other, it's to you that I bow. Namaste. Thanks, crew. Good to see everyone. Thank you, Trina. You know, if you have any questions, grab us before you go. If something feels weird in your body, definitely grab us before you go. I'm not here. Am I not here next Saturday? I'm not here next Saturday. Trina will be here. You'll be in great hands. But I will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'll see some of y'all next week. If I normally see you on Saturdays, I just won't see you next week. I'll be back the following. Thanks, y'all. Home crew, good to see you all. Hit me up if you need me. You feel a little better now?
Yeah. Like, honestly, I think it was coming out of Camel that did it to me. While I was in it, it was 2 days ago.
In
Thursday
Camel.
night. I felt fine in it, and I had the block between my